So Be'ezrat Hashem now, after we've discussed and addressed the structure of the Amidah for Arbit, Shacharit, Mincha, and that structure we will carry, like we said, until Yom Kippur. Right? Now we're going to dive into the portion of Musaf. So we know that during all the Amidot of Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur, until HaMelech HaKadosh, right? And from Retzeh, it's the same. We have all the adds-on, all the additions that we have are the same. So we know what we focus. Now, when we enter the Musaf, we enter the Avodah that is called Tkiot de Omdin. We have the Tkiot that we say when we sit, okay? And then we have the Tkiot that we blow when we stand during the Amidah. They're all important, but the ones that are the most impactful, practically speaking, in the triggering of the shofar, the Tkiyat HaShofar from HaKadosh Baruch Hu, which breaks all the klipot that come because of the din, refer to the prior shiurim, will be the tekiot of when we do the Amidah. Okay? Good? Okay. So the Musaf is broken down into three portions. We have the Malchuyot, we have the Zichronot, and the Shofarot. These are titles to three subjects that incorporate each 10 Pesukim that all have an impact on the judgment of HaKadosh Baruch Hu, in the approach of HaKadosh Baruch Hu to that shifts from Midat Adin, from judgment, into Midat HaRachamim, mercy. The Gemara in Masechet Rosh Hashanah says like this: HaKadosh Baruch Hu says, Imru lefanai malchuyot, say before me the malchuyot. And we were going to see what that means, malchuyot. In order to take me as a king. So the malchuyot, basically, what does it represent? The hamlacha, the praise and the testimony that Hashem is our king. This is the focus of malchuyot. The first part of the three parts of Musaf is to clarify, testify, and assure within ourselves that Hashem is our king. Why is that so important? Because the Chachamim tell us that all year long, we let the Midot be our king.
What do you mean by Midot?
Anger, jealousy, desires, all types of emotions, instincts that rise.
Spectacular.
Tells HaKadosh Baruch Hu, please step out of the throne. Right now, I want ka'as. I want anger to be my king and control me. Or I want jealousy to be my king. Or I want desire of something specific to be my king. Now, on Yom Adin, the only way HaKadosh Baruch Hu can actually close an eye is not from a place of a judge. It's from the place of the king. Because only the king has the power to pardon. So how can how can you go to HaKadosh Baruch Hu on Rosh Hashanah when he plays the role of a judge and basically ask him to pardon you? A judge cannot pardon you. It's not in his power. So we need to make sure that he is our king in order to allow HaKadosh Baruch Hu to pardon us. Good? Very clear. Yes. Very clear. This is, at least to me, this is the most challenging confrontation a person has with himself and HaKadosh Baruch Hu. And this is the time, during that period of time, when we say those words, it's extremely important that we try to break the heaviness of the heart. And we bring out as much honesty as possible, because it's only by being honest with ourselves and aware of all the avodah zarah that we did, that we can tell HaKadosh Baruch Hu, this is not what I want. I want something else. I want you. I want you. And it's only by from that place, it's from that place that pit, right? That pit, that deep inside, that when you realize how much bizayon, how disgrace we brought to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Every time, you know what? Every time we let the midot take over, we tell Hashem, step down from the throne. I have another king right now. You know how shameful and belittling that is. Now imagine, take this, and now you realize that he's the real king. Mm-hmm. So during all the time you go back and forth, right? But now he's the real king. Yeah, now you have to face that judge that he's the king.
If you ask for something specific, are you essentially doing the same thing? Because you're telling Hashem, I know better than you. I want this.
Yes. It's definitely a lack of emunah, we said. Yeah. Now we do say that the praying for very, very specific, okay, should not be because I want this. Should be only if you're able to say, let me show you the resolution that I need. In which resolution I need you. Like even in the most finest details, I need you. If you're able to do that, not get and not lose the message in translation, chazaku babu.
Fine line.
It's very fine. But you need to be in a place where you have so much emunah, and like you say, so much trust that you're there. I'm only here to ask from you and to show you that I'm dependent on you.
It got me to my head an example when an employee does not make, you tell them to do something and they get revealed and you get angry. Imagine Hashem, like say, okay, I'm not the king of the employee, but I'm the boss. And when they get revealed, we get bad. So imagine Hashem will say, he gets crazy when midot come and we.
And with all this, he keeps on giving us beracha, life, health, everything. That shows you just how much rahamim HaKadosh Baruch Hu has, how much love he has, and how much patience, and how much he believes in us. Because if he didn't believe in us, finish, chalas, yeah? You see an employee going back to what you're saying, it's not working, what do you say? Go home, finish, shalom al Israel. HaKadosh Baruch Hu could say, go home. I'm tired. Every time.
It's the arcoiris, how you say from
The
Noah?
circle. Huh?
No, how do you say
Pendula.
what Noah made
The teva. Yes, the rainbow.
a rainbow. He's angry. He wants to do it and he doesn't do it.
Yes.
Wow.
But the biggest midat adin, when you think about it and you really understand it, the biggest midat adin that you can inflict upon yourself is to be honest in front of HaKadosh Baruch Hu of everything that you've done and feel bad. At that point, there's no more judgment. It's the ultimate teshuvah. When somebody wrongs you and he comes to you and he bows his head and he said, I messed up. I wronged you. And this is what I did. And this is what I had in mind. And he diffuses the bomb. You might be hurt and upset and angry, but you cannot punish the person anymore. So the malchuyot, the purpose of the malchuyot is to get to a place where I surrender in front of you. Hashem, I surrender. You are my king, nothing else. And because you are my king, and because there's nothing else but you, and I want no one else but you in my life, now we say the Pesukim. Now we can start saying the 10 Pesukim that praises, HaKadosh Baruch Hu's royalty upon the world and upon me. Now, in the first portion, so we have, like we said, we have 10 Pesukim. Those 10 Pesukim are now, again, 10, we are rebuilding, the 10 Sefirot that were emptied out from the presence of HaKadosh Baruch Hu, except for the Binah that is showering her presence on the Gvura and the Malchut.
After the 3, 7 more or 10 more?
I'm sorry? No, I'm sorry?
After the 3 of Malchuyot come 10.
No. Each one, that you have 3 sections. The section of Malchuyot has 10 Pesukim. The section of Zichronot have 10 Pesukim.
Okay.
Okay? And what is the focus? What are we trying to do? We're trying to take those 10 Sefirot, okay? We're trying to take Hashem with all his facets, if you will, yeah? And how he presents himself and he interacts himself with the world. And we shower all this upon the Malchut, upon the Shekhinah. Right? Because again, who did we harm and who did we hurt and who did we stain throughout the year with our actions? Is the Shekhinah, is the Malchut, the Midat HaMalchut, the Sfirat HaMalchut. And it's the one that we have to do tikkun of. So we take all these 10 Pesukim, which represent the 10 Sefirot, and each one you say a pasuk as much as you can, whatever. You have to think of, okay, right now, I'm lighting up, I'm empowering the Shefa of the Keter, Chochma, Bina, Chesed, Gvura, Tiferet, pasuk, until it's filled completely, right? And with all this, and infuse the Sefirat HaMalchut with what HaKadosh Baruch Hu represents to me today by saying this pesukim. Am I clear?
Perfect. What's the last pasuk of Malchuyot and the Musaf?
I will tell you. HaShana. Yes, HaShana. I opened the Siddur.
I just want to be able to mark it.
Yes. Voilà. Alors, Moussa. Oh, vite. Il est Moussa. ובדברי קודשך כתוב על ידי עבדיך הנביאים. שמע ישראל השם אלוקינו השם. That's the last pasuk. That's the last pasuk of the 10 pesukim. Shema Israel Hashem Elokeinu Hashem Echad. Yes. That's the ultimate. That's the malchut sheba malchut kiyachol, right? Good.
Rob,
Now,
can I write in the Siddur with
yes,
pencil?
absolutely. Yes, pencil, even with a pen. Yeah, no problem. Okay. Looking for something also that is okay. And then after we complete the Malchuyot, okay, with the Beracha, Baruch Ata Hashem Melech al Kol Haaretz, Melech al Kol Haaretz, Mekadesh Israel b'Yom HaZikaron, right? That's the first Beracha, that's the Beracha of the Zichronot. When we say Melech al Kol Haaretz, Melech, you have it?
I couldn't find it.
Melech al Kol Haaretz, right? זה ממש מלך. It's so Akadosh Baruch Hu will be with you a melech as much as you can say melech yourself when you say that beracha. You understand what I'm saying? No. So the preparation, the seal of the Malchuyot is what? Is when we say Baruch Ata Hashem Melech al Kol Haaretz Mekadesh Israel b'Yom HaZikaron, right? That you seal the section that is called Malchuyot. But there was a preparation before that. All the Pesukim, right? Good? So in this, if we want Hashem to be our Melech, and we need Hashem to be our Melech, why do we need Hashem to be our Melech? Because that's the only way we can be granted pardon. Is that clear? Right? So the level of pardon that we have access to is to the level of how much I feel Hashem is my Melech when I say Melech Baruch Ata Hashem Melech al kol haaretz. Am I clear? Am I clear? I prepare in Malchuyot. Yes, I take time, and it's okay if people go fast. If Shaliach Tzibur, I take my time. And I read the Pesukim, I try to understand the Pesukim, I try to relate to the Pesukim. I need to make sure Hashem is my king. It has to be clear, not only in the mouth, but in my brain, in my heart. There must be an osmosis. There must be an osmosis between my mouth, my mind, and my heart, all aligned. That Hashem is my Melech. That Hashem is my Melech. And when I say Batruch Ata Hashem, Melech al kol haaretz, the intensity of Melech that I feel when I say Melech will be the level of pardon I have access to. It's important you understand that, because this is the key to continue the Musaf. Am I clear? Do you understand?
This is the last paragraph of Malchuyot.
No, that's not the last part. That's the last. No, the Psukim, yes. After that, we have the Tefillah.
Zichronot start.
No, Zichronot start after the Tkiot. Ata zocher ma'aseh olam. Okay, so then we say the Tkiot, right? Then we have the Seder of the Tkiot. Good?
Yes.
Okay.
So, Ata zocher.
You're silent. Is there any questions?
No, I got it.
Okay.
In that moment,
Fine.
you have to decide. It's a moment to decide and feel it.
Okay. Then we do the Tkiot Shofar. Okay. We have the Tki'ah. And at that point, in the Zichronot, right, and the Tkiat Shofar, we consolidate HaKadosh Baruch Hu's mercy through the Malchuyot, through the fact that he's a king. Good? Do we, yes? Well, okay. Okay. Now we start the Zichronot. Zichronot is Zechirat, all the memories. All the memories. Ata zocher ma'aseh olam. You remember everything. There's nothing you forget. There's nothing that gets through the cracks. Lefanecha niglu kol ta'alumot. All the secrets that we think are secrets are all clear and transparent in front of you. Since Maaseh Bereshit. And now, because you remember everything, and because that's the zichronot is accounting time. We open the books. Now we read the books. So it's now you understand why it's so extremely important that the aspect of HaKadosh Baruch Hu that's going to read the books is the Melech and not the judge. Is that clear? This is why Malchuyot is so important. It's not Oy v'oy, Rahamana litzela. So Zichronot, now we do accounting, Habibi. Ve'al medinot bo yamer, ezo lecherev. And because you do accounting, now the accounting will determine practically, regimentedly, at that point is facts, yes? Which, first we start with countries. Which country will have the sword and will have war? Which country will have peace? Which one will be prosperous? Which one will have famine? Which one will have food? With prosperity, health. And that's on the level of the continents. And then we zoom in. Ubriyot, now individually. Who will live? Who will not live? What, how? In what would life look like to that person during that year? We're preparing the tone. If you remember everything, you do the accounting, right? So you have what's on paper in front of you and what it should be based on the paper, based on the documents, based on the actions. But then there's a catch here. There's a catch. Because if you remember everything, then you also have to remember Abraham, Yitzhak, Yaakov, Noah. And you have to remember that you are Kadosh Baruch Hu. You have to remember how merciful you were to our forefathers. And now again, now we introduce the 10 Pesukim. So now we fill in again the 10 Sefirot with the Or of Rahamim, the Or of Bracha from the Zichronot, and Kivyachol give HaKadosh Baruch Hu now the tools, the ability to see past the book of 2021 or 5,781 of our actions and say, 1 second, but go to the prior chapters. Go back. We're giving HaKadosh Baruch Hu with these Pesukim the ability to go back. Because if he looks at me, and he's looking at each and every individual on their own. There's nothing to do. But if, by the way, he knows my grandfather, it's Avraham Avinu. My great grandfather, Moshe Rabbeinu. It's a different vibe. It's a different approach. Now we allow the king to tilt towards what is called pardon. Because we pull out a card that is called Zechut Avot. And then we conclude the Zichronot with the Baracha of Baruch Ata Hashem Zocher HaBerit. Remember the Brit. Remember the pact that you made with Avraham Avinu and with Am Yisrael. That what? That if we do Teshuvah and if we come to you and we say sorry, Rahem arachamenu ne'um Hashem. You have mercy upon us. And once again, tkiot, we blow the shofar to consolidate the beracha, the abundance, the light that we brought down through the 10 sefirot of the rahamim needed to be able to be zocher haberit. Good?
So this is all about inciting the zechut avot and not being judged on our own, isolated.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
Zichronot, to remember.
Exactly. It starts with fear of the accounting.
Please don't judge me on my own.
No. It's not. It's not. It's before we say that. It's first like, look, I am aware that everything is open in front of me. I am aware that every thought, every kavanot I had, manipulation, not manipulation, the words I said, what I didn't say, the words I wanted to say, everything is open. You see everything. So it's pointless. It's pointless. If you want to talk about accounting, what is God said? We close, finish. But you're my melech. You're my king. Right now, I just asked from you to be my king, not my judge. I implored you. I put you back on your chair, on your throne. So while you're remembering everything, please, I beg, I plead, I implore, also remember how you treated and what you promised to the Avot HaKadoshim, to the Zechut Avot. How you reacted in this situation, the situation of Noah, in the situation of Am Yisrael.
You're trying to convince him.
And I'm sorry?
You're trying to convince him.
Exactly. By bringing out
All the chesed Hashem did.
all exactly in the past, in situations that were even worse than this one for Am Yisrael. That's Zocher HaBerit. And the only reason why he will consider Zocher HaBerit is because he has the ability to, because of Malchuyot that were just before. But if he's a judge, he cannot. Just say, I only judge based on what I have in front of me. I have in front of me 5781, Mr. X. That's all I have. Finish.
Move on next.
Hashem Yishmor. You understand why Malchuyot is so important?
Because you can have.
You cannot open your mouth on Zichronot if you don't have Malchuyot. Says the Echal HaKodesh, that Malchuyot and Zichronot together, gives back to HaKadosh Baruch Hu his ability to say now, Salachti kitvarecha, I forgive. Everything is back. Now the structure, the system, everything is back, is aligned now. And this is when we can say, now we're using the secret weapon, shofarot. Now the tkiot in between are to consolidate everything we just pleaded for, we worked for, when it's malchuyot for malchuyot, when it's zichronot for zichronot. But now, what do we say? We say, okay, now you gave us the secret weapon on Rosh HaShana. It's called the shofar, right? And in the previous year, we explained the Zohar Kadosh that says that when we blow the shofar, our shofar awakes the shofar of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. And together, it pushes back all the klipot, creates a channel of sound of the shofar, and that pipe is called the Rachamim. This is Yosef al Kisei Rachamim. So the shofar is what will now allow the Rachamim to come down.
Pipeline.
That's the pipeline. That's the beracha. That's the beracha. That's when the king says, pardon, pardon, finish, pardon. And Kamuvan, we're going to say also the 10 Pesukim on Shofarot. Amongst them, we have the Hallelujah that we say every morning. I have a Hidush. If you look at the last Hallelujah we say in the morning, Hallelujah. Hallelujah בקודשו, hallelujah בחיעוזו, hallelujah בגבורותיו, hallelujah קרוב גודל, hallelujah בתקע שופר, hallelujah בתבל בחינור, hallelujah בתוף ומחול, hallelujah בנדלוגיו, hallelujah בצל ששמיים, hallelujah בצל תרועה, כל הנשמת הללכה, hallelujah. Right? Now, watch, 10 Pesukim for the 10 Sefirot. Okay? Now, hallelujah, hallelujah בקודשו זה כתר. hallelujah בגבורותיו, no, it's חוכמה. hallelujah קרוב גודלו. No, I want to say עוד פעם. hallelujah בקודשו, hallelujah בחיעוזו חוכמה. hallelujah בגבורותיו, בינה. גבורותיו, בינה. גבורה, בינה. hallelujah בגבורותיו. 1 second. hallelujah הוא קרוב גודלו, גדולה, זה חסד. hallelujah הוא בתקע שופר, גבורה. Right?
Very good.
hallelujah בנבל בכינור, hallelujah בתוף ומחול, hallelujah במינים ועוגב, hallelujah בצלצלי שמה, the 10th מלכות, hallelujah בצלצלי תרועה.
Why teruah?
Teruah is also part of the shofar.
Ah.
So where do you find the shofar? In Midat HaGevurah and Midat HaMalchut. Look how incredible that is. You understand? In the Tehillim, in that Perek Tehillim, David HaMelech infused the secret of Rosh Hashanah. It's incredible. I'm telling you, it's incredible. So we said the 10 Pesukim. Although that Hallelujah is 10 Pesukim within one Sephirah, okay? Because we're going to have another 9 Pesukim. Huh? That's within the one Sephirah. And then after that, again, we make the beracha to conclude on the shofarot. שומע כל תרועת עמו ישראל היום ברחמים. The shofarot, yeah, is the portion that basically will determine how much of the pardon within the melech you will be able to cash out. We said that depending on how melech the melech is, right, you will have a level of pardon. That beracha, when you say shomea kol shofar amo Israel hayom berachamim, when we say the word berachamim, within that pardon, that we will identify how much of that pardon do I get? Do I get 50% pardon, 75% pardon, 20% pardon, 90%, 100% pardon?
Depending on how much power you give Hashem is depending on how much you get back.
Exactly. And this is why shofarot is so important. And we addressed in the 10 Pesukim again the impact the shofar had throughout history. So we're telling HaKadosh Baruch Hu today, when you hear the shofar, we want an absolute pardon. Berachamim. It says this with mercy and without heshbonot. Without heshbon. I don't want any heshbon. Please, all mercy. Be merciful. And again, we're going to be tokea the shofar. We blow the shofar to consolidate the level of rachamim, the level of pardon who will be granted.
Thank you.
And this is, I promise you, this is Musaf 101.
Yes, of course.
This is Musaf 101.
Introduction to.
I just touched on the high, so that we at least know where, we have at least a GPS. But how thankful we have to be that Chachamim gave us these secrets.
Nice.
Imagine you go, it's like you don't know what to say.
It's like going to war with no
Preparation, no equipment, nothing. Nothing. Okay.
You cannot add nothing.
And then you have another. You have people that like the Taliban. They have all the American equipment, they just don't know how to use it. They go with the book and they read. They don't know. Do I say this? I don't say that. My mind is doing this. Hashem, by the way, I have a deal. Let me close this deal. Hashem, please, Hashem. Well, it's not. And by the way, all this, if you pay attention, is for what? All this is so that HaKadosh Baruch Hu can come and be more present. What are we asking for? And we said that in the last year. When we say Zochenu leHayim, what Chayim? What Chayim? Chayim, so that I can serve you. It's all about you. It's all about you. So everything we're asking for is so that he can reveal himself eventually. Be'ezrat Hashem, we ask HaKadosh Baruch Hu that he reveals himself in the Ubchen. We ask Malchut Bet David. We ask Mashiach, Utzmiach David, Avdecha, right, to come and reveal himself. And that's what we're asking for. It's all about HaKadosh Baruch Hu. It's all about his Shekhinah. It's all about the fact that we disgraced him for all year long. We explained in a few shiurim ago that the only reason we have Yom Hadin is because we triggered it. That's what we have to say for Musaf. Baruch Hashem. So bli neder.
Tomorrow.
Yes, bli neder. Next shiur we will focus on the tkiot, and that will give us the high level highlights on the preparations for the Chag.
Spectacular.
Beautiful.
Beautiful.
Baruch Hashem.
Thank you very much.